Imagine a world of vibrant city-states, a patchwork of cultures clinging to the rocky shores of the Aegean Sea. This was ancient Greece, a land of philosophers, poets, artists, athletes, and warriors. However, a storm was brewing in the east, a storm of such magnitude that it threatened to engulf the entire Greek world. The Persian Empire, under King Xerxes, was on the move, seeking to crush Greek resistance. Xerxes amassed an army of unprecedented size, a force so vast that ancient historians claimed it drank rivers dry. The stage was set for a confrontation that would echo through the ages. Xerxes, the great king of Persia, was a ruler consumed by ambition. His vision extended far beyond the borders of his already vast empire, seeking to conquer lands and peoples that had long resisted Persian dominance. He inherited from his father, Darius, not only a vast empire but also an unfinished war with the Greeks. This conflict had been a thorn in the side of Persian rulers, and Xerxes was determined to settle it once and for all. The Persian army that Xerxes assembled was a sight to behold, described as a force of millions. This immense military machine was meticulously organized and equipped, showcasing the might of the Persian Empire. This was a multi-ethnic force with contingents from Persia, Media, Babylonia, Egypt, and even Thrace and Macedonia. Each group brought its own unique skills and fighting styles, creating a diverse and formidable army. The sheer scale of the Persian invasion force struck fear into the hearts of many Greeks. The sight of such a vast and powerful army was enough to make even the bravest warriors tremble. Some city-states chose to submit to Xerxes' demands, hoping to avoid destruction and subjugation. However, others, like Athens and Sparta, refused to bow. They were determined to defend their freedom at any cost. Athens and Sparta, despite their differences, formed an alliance to resist the Persian invasion. This unprecedented cooperation between the two city-states was a testament to the gravity of the threat they faced. Xerxes ordered the construction of 2 pontoon bridges to allow his massive army to cross into Europe. This engineering feat was a bold statement of Persian ingenuity and determination. Herodotus describes the awe and fear that this display of Persian power inspired. The Greeks knew they were up against a formidable adversary, one whose ambition and resources seemed limitless. The stage was set for a monumental clash between East and West, a collision course that would shape the course of history. In the southern Peloponnese region of Greece lay Sparta, a city-state unlike any other. While other Greek cities embraced art, philosophy, and democracy, Sparta dedicated itself to the art of war. From birth, Spartan citizens were molded into soldiers, subjected to a rigorous system of training known as the agoge. Spartan warriors were renowned throughout Greece for their fighting prowess, discipline, and unwavering courage. Central to the Spartan ethos was the concept of "with your shield or on it," encapsulating their belief in returning from battle victorious or dead. This unwavering courage made the Spartans a formidable foe, feared and respected throughout the Greek world. Leonidas, one of Sparta's 2 kings, was entrusted with the defense of Thermopylae. He selected 300 Spartans, all veterans and fathers, to accompany him. By choosing men with heirs, Leonidas ensured the continuation of Spartan lines. These men would stand as a bulwark against the Persian tide. Leonidas and his Spartans marched north, their numbers swelled by contingents from other Greek city-states. They knew they faced overwhelming odds but were determined to sell their lives dearly. Their stand at Thermopylae was about buying time for the other Greek city-states to prepare their defenses. Thermopylae, meaning the Hot Gates, was a narrow pass, hemmed in by cliffs and the Aegean Sea. This natural bottleneck was the gateway to southern Greece. Leonidas and his men set about fortifying the narrowest point of the pass. The Greeks knew that if they could hold Thermopylae, they could significantly delay the Persian advance. The narrow terrain negated the Persian numerical superiority. The Greek hoplites, heavily armored infantrymen, were superior in close-quarters combat. The Greeks were prepared to fight and die to defend their homeland. They would fight for their freedom, their families, and their way of life. For days, the Persian army approached, its vastness becoming more apparent with each passing hour. The ground trembled under the weight of their march. From their vantage point, the Greeks watched as the Persian host stretched to the horizon. Xerxes, confident in his overwhelming numerical superiority, expected the Greeks to flee in terror. He sent emissaries demanding their surrender, offering them freedom from slavery. Leonidas replied with a single laconic phrase, "Molon Labe, come and get them." The first wave of the Persian assault crashed against the Greek lines. The Greeks met the Persian onslaught with disciplined ferocity, their phalanx formation a wall of bronze and flesh. For 2 days, the Greeks held the pass against wave after wave of Persian attacks. The narrow terrain continued to negate the Persian numerical advantage. The Spartans fought like men possessed, their spears a blur of death, their shields an impenetrable wall. Xerxes grew increasingly frustrated by the stubborn Greek resistance. Leonidas rallied his men, urging them to fight with every ounce of their strength. The Greeks inflicted heavy casualties on the Persians, yet the Persians kept coming, wave after wave. The Greeks, despite their valiant efforts, were slowly being ground down. A local shepherd named Ephialtes betrayed the Greeks, revealing a goat path that bypassed the main pass. This path, hidden from the main road, was a secret known only to the locals. Xerxes, the Persian king, dispatched a force of his elite troops, the Immortals, to take the goat path and envelop the Greek defenders. These soldiers were renowned for their skill and discipline, making them a formidable force. Leonidas, informed of the Persian flanking maneuver, knew that all hope was lost. The realization weighed heavily on him, but he remained resolute. He dismissed the majority of the Greek army, urging them to retreat. He wanted to save as many lives as possible, knowing that staying would mean certain death. He remained at Thermopylae with his 300 Spartans and a small contingent of Thespian and Theban soldiers. These brave men chose to stay and fight, knowing the odds were against them. The final battle was a testament to the courage and ferocity of the Spartans. They fought with unmatched bravery, determined to hold their ground. Leonidas fell early in the engagement, pierced by a hail of Persian arrows. His death was a significant blow to the morale of his men. The last of the Spartans fell where they stood, their bodies a testament to their unwavering courage. Their sacrifice became a symbol of heroism and resistance against overwhelming odds. The Battle of Thermopylae was a Persian victory, but it was a Pyrrhic one. The Greeks, though ultimately defeated, had inflicted heavy casualties on the Persian army. The legend of the 300 Spartans inspired a new wave of resistance to the Persian invasion. Xerxes had learned a valuable lesson about the Greeks. The stubborn Greek resistance at Thermopylae had delayed his advance. The sacrifice of Leonidas and his 300 Spartans had a profound impact on the Greek psyche. The Greek city-states united against the common enemy. The Battle of Thermopylae was a clash of civilizations, a battle between freedom and tyranny. The Persian advance continued, Xerxes' forces sacking Athens and burning the Acropolis. The spirit of Thermopylae lived on, inspiring the Greeks to fight for their freedom. Themistocles lured the Persian fleet into the narrow straits of Salamis. The Battle of Salamis was a disaster for the Persians, shifting the balance of power in favor of the Greeks. A year later, the Greeks met the Persians at Plataea, securing a decisive victory. The victories at Salamis and Plataea secured Greek independence. The legacy of Thermopylae continued to inspire the Greeks, serving as a testament to the power of unity and determination. The Battle of Thermopylae stands as one of history's greatest examples of courage and sacrifice. It was a defining moment where a small force stood against a much larger enemy, showcasing the power of unity and determination. The 300 Spartans, led by King Leonidas, chose to fight and die rather than surrender their freedom. Their bravery and unwavering resolve have become legendary, symbolizing the ultimate sacrifice for one's homeland. Their actions have resonated through the centuries, inspiring countless generations. The story of their stand at Thermopylae has been told and retold, each time reminding us of the extraordinary courage that ordinary people can exhibit in the face of overwhelming odds. The story of Thermopylae is a timeless reminder that even the smallest of forces can make a difference. It teaches us that courage, strategy, and the will to fight for what is right can turn the tide of history. Today, the site of Thermopylae is a place of pilgrimage for those who seek to honor the memory of the 300. Visitors from around the world come to pay their respects and to draw inspiration from the valor of these ancient warriors. A simple monument stands there bearing the inscription, "Go tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here obedient to their laws we lie." These words immortalize the sacrifice of the Spartans, ensuring that their legacy endures. The spirit of Thermopylae continues to inspire people around the world today. It serves as a powerful example of how the human spirit can rise above fear and adversity, achieving greatness even in the face of certain defeat. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can triumph over adversity. The legacy of the 300 Spartans lives on, encouraging us to stand firm in our beliefs and to fight for what we hold dear, no matter the cost.